everybody, this is Uncle Mk with Mission 11. For Mission 10, we landed on the moon and got a whole bunch of science. What we're going to do now is just check our contracts. Let's work on doing some manned missions here. So we've got obviously plenty of satellite stuff. We've got some stuff that we can test the heat shield in a flight here. So got a geostationary orbit of Kerbin active. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it, because I do want to do some manned or Kerbin flights here, especially since we've had that Comrade Mk2 vehicle, which is right here, is such a great design. So what I was going to do is try to use this and make then a manned mission. So what we're going to do is we're going to try the first time here the sub-assembly. So let's there we go. Take this, go. Now we can edit the name, and we are going to call this the Mk2, and then in parentheses, we're going to call this Soyuz like launch vehicle. That way we just have that. There is the name. Go ahead and save that. There we go. So now we've got that saved. So we're going to put that just over there, and then what we're going to do is close this back up. We are going to start to put then Mk1 capsule, and we're going to put that top here. Then we're going to reroute and make now that capsule as the main. So we're going to now we can reroute this. There we go. I believe that's rerouted now. Yes. We can trash that. This will now be put this back on here. Don't want to save it, so let's just change, rename this, and this will be call this test. I will save it, and now what I want to do is I want to look at the last manned we had. So it was the Manley Mk1 test vehicle. So this will be the Manley Mk2 then. Problem. So let's go ahead and rename this. This will eventually become the Manley Mk2. This was named after Scott Manley, virtual astronaut on YouTube. So make sure you check his YouTube channel out, and that is in the description below. So now we got the Manley Mk2. All right, so now we can continue our build here. So we've got that. So let's move that over here. Now what we definitely are going to want to do here is something a little different. We've done in the past is let's rotate that like we always do. Then rotate that. Open up this payload. I'm going to put a battery in here just so we have good battery. And then you're going to load this up with science. As you know, I like to carry redundant science. We're going to put 2 science goos in here. There. Put 2 barometers in here. Okay, and 2 thermometers. Right, and then what we could do is just in case we want to do some extended time in orbit, we can then put some solar panels tucked up in here so they stay protected. We can always just open up these bay doors and rotate the vehicle such that we get good sunlight and we get a charge on the batteries. All right, so I think that's done with that. So let's close that up. Put our parachutes on. Remember, I forget a lot to put lights on. I need to start putting more lights on my vehicle. So that. Now the drogues to come out really high. Want the mains to come out at about 2,500. There we go. That's looking good. Let's. What else we want to put? We also need then a science junior. Rotate it so that way it opens up. Go. And good. There's our science junior. Then we can put our heat shield on. 1.25 heat shield. There we go. So there is our vehicle, our basic and our return vehicle, and we're going to leave that open on the top. So when we unlock the science, or not science junior, the docking port junior, and put it right there. So that is the return vehicle. So now we can start to. No, we don't need to because we did this booster right here. So now we just take all of this, attach it right there. So there is now our vehicle. Go ahead and save that. This should have plenty of delta V. Now I said I always forget to put lights on my vehicles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. We are going to put some lights down here. So rotate those. That. I'll just have to do it by placing it or moving it. I want these sticking out like that. What we're going to do is something like that. So that way they will go ahead, turn them on. We want these to be orange. About 33% or something like that. Go to 0. Like that. So that should be orange. So that way we get some light up here so we can see the vehicle. Let's go ahead now and save this Manley Mk2. Now, do we want to put another light up here? Thinking about is then put another light so we embed that in there without using the move. That just rotates it. So I'm gonna have to go. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the move tool. And this is also something that we can do. Look at that, there we go. Because this we could use actually as a landing light or a docking light in the future. So that right there. does that like? Oh, wait. That now went farther in. There. All right, so let's go ahead and that there. So that's the build. You can see we can build very quickly now since we're starting to get into launch vehicles and we can save them in the sub-assembly. So we got all 5 engines, launch the tower, get rid of the boosters, get rid of that. Switch over, fairing, separation. Now we just need to make sure here. Got our state, there we go. Save that, and there we go. There is our Manley Mk2. So based off the Comrade Mk7 launch vehicle, saved it as a sub-assembly. I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and we need to, that we haven't done in a while. Oh, I think we just need some, in case we want to relay stuff back. It's going to be all Kerbin orbit stuff. So we can just put antenna on here. Want to rotate that antenna for that. Move it in. So, well, I think I really moved it much, but we'll go with that. It looks good. All right, save it. Let's pick our Kerbinaut here, Jebediah. Jebediah at least is that, so we're gonna fly with Jebediah. Got the most experience. Maybe get save it now, and now let's launch. Well, really the first flight here of our Manley Mk2, based off our Soyuz-like Comrade Mk7 launch vehicle, and of course the Comrade program is named after Admiral Andre, a virtual astronaut on YouTube. So check him out. Link in the description below. So, all right. So staging looks good. We are go. Throttle is set and go. SAS is active and go. Flight, we are go. T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine start and liftoff. Had a really bad countdown there. Not too bad. Obviously the Manley vehicle here is lighter than our latest probe design. Go ahead and start a pitch program here. Need to take out, probably could lock a lot of those gimbals on those swivels. Let's go ahead, back off the throttle at 1.5 Gs. I'm sure I mentioned that on the last flight that we did back in mission 10, but here we are in mission 11. We're just going to do some low Kerbin orbit stuff here. Good. Let's go ahead and get set up here for a nice booster cutoff and separation. Up on booster cutoff and throttle up separation. So we got a few things we're going to go on here. So we are go for throttle up, and we have then booster separation. Here we go. Nice. Flight is looking good. Looks like enjoying the flight. Flight is 5x5. Everything is in the green. Coming up on 30 kilometers, 650 meters per second. continue the pitch program. Continuing the pitch program. What we're going to do is we're just going to fly this to a very high apoapsis, because we are still on the main stage here. We're going to see what we can get for an apoapsis right from launch. I'll probably go to about the slow. Not sure where we'll get to. I'm sure we'll get pretty high. Just continue to burn 1.5 Gs in the nav ball, so Jebediah's got a good flight going on, very comfortable. Continuing the pitch program. We're just about into space. Welcome to space. There we go, space. We're just going to continue to burn here, full throttle on the main stage. Go with bearing deployment. Bearing deployment. We are just going to go here to Mk, to main engine cutoff, and see what our apoapsis will go through a coast phase. We'll get the vehicle all set up here for Jebediah. So there we go. Let's go ahead and separate. Good separation. Let's go ahead now and open up our payload doors. Got our orange light there. Remember, we do have a light down here. We can also turn on this just as a test. Illuminates the front. There we go. Nice. All right. All right, let's see what we got for a apoapsis here for that. 135. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come up here in an orbit. Or we're going to come up toward apoapsis, and then we are going to burn and just go ahead and get into orbit. Everything is looking good here. I like this little vehicle. A lot. Good shot right there. Go ahead and roll the vehicle just a little bit. Do some tests here of the reaction wheel. All right, let's go ahead and do that right there. Let's get some footage here so I can make some thumbnails for mission 11 here, which is we're just going to put Jebediah in orbit. So, all right, let's go ahead and get back here. Go ahead. Throttle is at idle. Let's activate our little Terrier engine. Right at the sun, so there's no real reason to orient the vehicle. Those solar panels that are there in our storage bay. Right. You can fly the vehicle here, a little ullage burn, settle the fuel that's in the tank since we're in microgravity. Good. All right, let's burn. See what we get here. All right, we can fly this from map mode here. Just pin the apoapsis so we can just do what we're doing. Get on 090 on the heading, right on the horizon. There we go. Nice tangential 090. Go ahead and bring up our resources. Go ahead and get the visualization off. Like I said, we can fly this. Just testing here. I'm pitching up just to see what the apoapsis does, so it goes away from us. Now I'm going to pitch down, and it really goes, but we are just about to have an orbit. Here it comes. We're just now going to see if we can just learn, just pushing now that, just playing around here. So if I go toward, obviously, Kerbin, I can push my periapsis lower. Let's go out to what, 1,000,000 meters there on the apoapsis. And engine cutoff. So there we go. So we're 1,000,000 by 100,000 roughly. We've got still half fuel left in this vehicle. Now what we can do is we can just go ahead and orient the vehicle to get one of those solar panels. Now we've got good charge in the battery since we've got our payload open. I believe we've already taken science from low Kerbin orbit here. So yes, we have. It's not worthless. Let's reset it. Let's go ahead and take, I don't think we can EVA. We haven't upgraded that yet. So we can take a crew report from here. So there we go. And if we transmit it, we get 100. So instead of, so let's go ahead and just transmit that back. Up our battery. There we go. All right, everything's looking 5 by 5 here. That's pretty much all we can do up here. We can go ahead and just check to make sure we took pressure data from low Kerbin orbit. Yes, we did. So we'll reset that also. All right, next thing what we shall do here is we shall just go ahead and warp on up toward apoapsis. We go. Not really quite sure about signal. Oh, we don't have any. Not have a relay on there, so we cannot. It's good to know. So, all right. So we do have control because we have Jebediah in here, but we have no transmission back. So we'll need to, at some point, put a relay antenna on our vehicle so we can relay stuff. But we are going to get this back. We are obviously way up at altitude. So let's now use our Science Junior. We've already gotten it, but let's go ahead now and keep that. Let's see what we've got here. Already done this too. Yes, but we can. I think we already get pressure from high above. Yes, we did. So, but we have not gotten a crew report. No, we have not. So, can't transmit this back. We have no reception. We're just going to take the crew report. All right. So then what we can do is we can do a test once we get up here. And actually we can just do it now, but we'll do it so save as much fuel. We will do a retrograde burn. We'll just do some aero braking into the atmosphere. So I'm going to come up here to apoapsis, or at least close to apoapsis. Go ahead and pin our periapsis, or our lowest point of our orbit. Set up for a retrograde burn, and we're going to burn to about 50 kilometers. So here we go, burning. Our periapsis coming down. Throttle here. Go to 50 here. Go. So what we're going to do is I want to hit the atmosphere. I want to hit higher part of the atmosphere. I want to go ahead and let that then help slow me down. You'll see it when we hit there. We can then probably still use some of this fuel to slow down even more. So we're going to basically do some modified aero braking here is what we're doing. All right, so let's go ahead and there is our vehicle. Let's go ahead and warp now for just a little bit. Let's get close to 70 kilometers, which is just the edge of space. We'll then reorient the vehicle, and we will use then our engine and also Kerbin's atmosphere. Looking good here as we just warp on in. Really starting to descend. 200 kilometers on 100 kilometers. Coming out of warp. All right, so here we are. So now what we're going to do is we're just then pitch our vehicle over, and now we're just about to hit the atmosphere. So we're actually in the atmosphere. So let me show you what we're doing. This is just some low aero braking. What's happening now, if we look at our apoapsis, notice that it's descending because we're in the atmosphere. So we're doing some modified aero braking. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and burn and really then use the atmosphere. And I want that to get down to, once it gets down to about 40, then we're good. But you can see how fast here, since we're using the atmosphere and our engines, we're really bringing this down quickly. Go to 40, there we go. Apoapsis is at 40, so we will now just use the atmosphere completely. So let's go ahead and get this now for heating. So let's go ahead and close this up. Let's go ahead and now separate. Ooh, that was a little late on the separation there. I already had some aerodynamics that could have been detrimental to our vehicle there. We also need to close up before we get into plasma effects. Close up doors of the Science Junior. Here we go. Good. Nice flight here, just a real simple flight. We have controlled the vehicle, but we do not have any transmission back to Kerbal Space Center, or Kerbin Space Center. Looking real good here. Jebediah looks like going crazy in there. The atmosphere here to slow us down. We don't have much of a descent going on right now. 200 or so meters per second down, so we're just using the atmosphere. Come back and we look, you can see that our apoapsis is just still in space, so we're still just using the atmosphere to slow down and make sure we don't skip and go right back into space. Looking good here. We're actually climbing or slowing our descent rate actually. Again, we are just using the ablator material. This is where the ablation here basically picks up the heat and flakes off. Burns away. Flying the vehicle here. Don't have a lot of G-forces, so I'm just monitoring heat. That's all I'm really doing. Just fly the vehicle nice and smooth. This has been a real good test of this vehicle here. There's just a short mission here, short mission 11. Just wanted to do a Kerbin mission and just redesign or our Manley Mk2 here. And good. Good. Heat shield's looking good. Don't really have too much heat warnings. There's one little heat warning there. Starting to load up on the G-forces now. Not too bad. Still at 29 kilometers in altitude, so over the water, just monitoring the heat. Just want to fly the vehicle here. Got plenty of electrical charge. Whoa, 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 whoa. Getting serious aerodynamic effects here on the vehicle here as we hit this. Get the real thick part of the atmosphere. This is not the most stable of designs here, because the vehicle is so long with that Science Junior. There we go. Oof. Get out of the heating effects, then it won't be so much of a concern. Alright, so now, since we don't have to worry about heating effects, if I turn SAS off, let's just go ahead and do a test of... Alright, so the vehicle likes to fly at about this attitude right here. SAS is off. This is basically just how it likes to fly. Because it's just longer here, so aerodynamic center is probably where it could flip over and want to fly the other way, so go. Looks like everything's golden. Chutes are ready for deployment. Still have plenty of electrical charge. I guess I could have taken the monopropellant out. We don't even have any RCS thrusters, so I really don't need a monopropellant. That would save some weight there also. Good here. Again, we didn't put anything on the nose because we're waiting to get the docking port unlocked. Alright, coming onto the descent here. I think I'm okay with this, so I'm going to probably deploy the drogues at maybe about 2,000, about 2 kilometers. Drogues coming out, and drogues now. Ooh. About 500 meters, half a kilometer, and we will deploy the mains. So come 500 meters and mark. These are deployed. Alright, nice flight. About 6 meters. Simple 2x warp. Splash down, recover the vehicle, because we've already done the ocean and all of that, so don't have any really science to do there. See how the vehicle floats. Should float pretty good. Of course, we could, if we wanted to, we could actually pitch it a little bit probably. Nope. Flight there. Nice flight. So let's go ahead and recover the vessel. We did get a milestone here. Not really what the milestone is. I wonder if it's a G-force or speed or orbit or return. I'm not really sure. We can see what that was all about. Right, so we just got some... Oh, that's what it was. I think we leveled up. Oh, I do not know because I pressed the wrong key. I guess I probably can look up in history. So, all right. So we got the. I don't want to do the tourist one. Don't want to do tourist. Position. Test some things. Satellite. Test this. Explore the MUN. What do we got to do here? Transfer any crew between vessels near. All right. So I think it's time for us to now go ahead and look at our research tree of what we want to do. I know one thing that we want to do, because I think it's the Astronaut Center. Yes. 12 active Kerbals conform. So now we could actually do EVA. So I think I want, if we're going to start going to do manned missions with our Manley program, I think we need to be able to do EVA. So let's just see what else we've got here. Flight planning. So that's important too, because then we can actually start to, I don't think I want to do, nope, can't do that. Can't do that. Well, that's way too crazy. That's way too crazy. No. Okay, so all right, so I'm not doing aviation, so I think being able to do flight planning would be very beneficial, so I'm going to buy that. Being able to do EVAs, very beneficial. So that's what I want to do. So little upgrades there of our. So now we can just do some tests here, because now we've got a maximum, so we can. Those will give us plenty of. So we can at the launch site. So let's grab that one. See. Do this one too. Atmospheric research. Oh, we got somebody we can rescue. That's interesting. So it looks like what we need to do then is we need to look at our science tree here of what we want to get. So not aviation, so we can't go there, so it's gonna be one of these. So RCS, that would be really good to get. And then the docking stuff. Don't see we need that right now. Yeah, I think we need to then grab that. We can then, oh, look at that. Oh, that is really, really cool right there. Just, I kind of just want to buy it because it's a twin seater. I don't know. I think right now what we need to do is definitely get the RCS go. Now, do we have any other fuel? Yeah, so we've got those. Okay, there's those. Down here, what we just bought. I don't think we need the lander can yet, but we know we can get it, so that's good. You can get then the small. That's expensive though. It's 2-seater right here for that rescue mission that we could do then in mission 12 is do a rescue mission. Of course, we could fly a single up there. That might be what we do. So we might just save our money for right now. We definitely need that. Let's go ahead and how much was this RCS tank up here? Yeah, see, that's a bigger tank. I think 7.5. This one 20. Oh no, this is the bigger tank. Why it's more. So what we'll do is I think I'll take cheaper version, buy into that. All right, so now we've got that. Now we need to purchase the miniaturization. This is then the small D stack, but now we're into flight stuff. These are all for really small stuff. So now we definitely need the docking port. So let's purchase that. All right, so there we go. So we are ready now to probably do the Manley Mk2 upgrade with RCS and docking, and so we can then go and rescue look at the tracking station just to get an idea. We have a mission now where we can rescue somebody. So there's the orange for polar orbit. See, we've got our lander, relay lander out there on the Mun. Let's go ahead and clean up some of this debris. So we can go ahead and terminate it. Now we've got our Manley. Flag going on here. Oh, did my game lock up?